Hello there. Welcome to Retro Rewind. I'm Scotty. You're not. And we are talking about That 70s Show, Season 2, Episode, I don't know, probably 6. Halloween! Appropriate title, I guess. No. Michael Myers. Michael Myers. Yeah, so this is interesting. This is not the one I thought it was. I mean, that's the next one we'll talk about. But they don't have an Halloween episode every year, although they do multiple Christmas episodes. But there's only two. This one, and then there's season 3. Nothing in season 5. It'd be on the first disc. Or season 6. There's Christmas episodes. But no Halloween. Only 2 Halloween episodes, which is fine. And yes, this is part of Retro Rewind because this was 1999, which was season 2. So, yes. And the story is involved, and you can tell it's the first Halloween episode because Faz doesn't know what Halloween is. Not you, you dumb duck. And so, the beginning of this episode has them explaining to Fez that trick-or-treating is you go out and you dress in a costume and you ask for candy and they give you candy. And he's having a hard time wrapping around. They do the running joke where he's like, so you're telling me that if I was to go knock on someone's door and say trick-or-treat, they will give me candy. And he keeps on, but Kelso gets up, he's like, yes! So pissed from this. I already did an episode, a Sky TV episode on this, explaining it. Although I did forget to talk about the circle. Sorry, the circle is where they smoke pot, but you can't do it on, or smoke weed, whatever you want to call it. But they can't do it on TV, so it's just a circle with a little fog. Yeah. There's an instance of it in this episode, so. He's in the basement. But, yeah, so the main story is that the group, they break into their old burned out school, and they look at their permanent records that brings up dark secrets from their past. And the B plot is that Kitty remembers a Halloween party they used to have, and it ends up being the party where they found out they were going to be parents. So she was pregnant with Lori. So when we get to the Horcrux of this episode and we get to the school, it's just a set. It looks interesting, I guess. But they find permanent records. Oh, well, they think it's haunted, and Kelso runs out on Jackie, which starts the problems. She thinks, Michael, you have to protect me, and Kelso just, get out of my way, and ran out of the place. And she's like, you know who did protect me? Fez, who was just went trick-or-treating and dressed as Batman. And I love Donald's response, well, of course he'd protect you, he's Batman. But yeah, they find out some secrets. So Hyde got in trouble for destroying a fellow classmate's display of the 4 food groups. He didn't do it. It turns out it was Eric that did it because he forgot the dairy group, and so he destroyed her so he'd get a better grade. And supposedly this is what set Hyde on his criminal past. I will note that this was scary. This made me, oh really? This is scary, predictable. Like, this show predicted the future because his Hyde's record said as a teacher wrote that he would be the smartest person in prison. And I went, oh, awkward. Word of the day is awkward. When it comes to that, I was like, wow, just wow. I don't even know where to go with that. Wow. If you don't know, currently, Danny Masterson is facing jail time. Yeah. Sexual assault, so you know. So, yeah, that's freaky. Freaky. Freakily. Just freaky. Just, oof. Yeah. Wow. I don't know if we were looking. We found out that when Donna was in kindergarten, she couldn't keep her clothes on. I love Eric's retort is, well, glad that changed. Or glad that went away. You know, the dating at the time, that sort of thing. We found out Jackie's middle name is Beulah. I was thinking, what's Falula? That's Friends? Monica Falula Geller. Is there Friends Halloween episodes? Now I gotta look. I don't want to do so much. I'm getting burnt out, but I want to finish this one, the next one, and look. And if that changes some things, then it changes some things. I know there's one where they have a costume party. I don't know if it's Halloween. Like I said, I don't think we look at Eric's. Or do we? I don't remember. Fez doesn't have one because he wasn't there. We look at Kelso's, and it turns out he's a year older than he says he is because he did first grade twice. So he's like me. And this is where Hyde says, you're 18? Are you telling me you could have been buying this beer? And I'm like, no, you have to be 21 to buy beer. Was that different in 1977? Was it 18? I could not see any time when it would be. Although there was a point in time you could buy cigarettes when you were 18, excuse me. When you were 18, and now it has to be 21. So maybe it used to be 18. Maybe in Wisconsin it was. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe that's why I don't freak out about Lori, who's in college and is probably under 21. And she smelled like beer and cigarettes all the time. So, because she's at 18, I don't know. It's iffy for me. I don't know. But yeah, the party, right? So, hold on. Just a minute. Let me look at the episode select here. Wait, this is season 2. Right, never mind. So we have an appearance from Mother Foreman, played by Marion Ross. Sitcom legend Marion Ross, by the way. Happy Days and such. A posthumous appearance from Mother Foreman because the character died in season 1 when Eric told her off. So it's a posthumous appearance from the character. Not the actress. Actress is still very much alive and doing very well, as far as I've heard. But the character, because of the flashback, which is in all black and white because it takes place in the 50s and therefore, or the 60s maybe. I'm trying to think. Eric is 16. He turned 16 in season 1. Now is in 76, so he'd be 17 here. Right? So, because the first episode of season 1 is the second episode is his birthday. So he'd be 17 here. So, 17 years earlier from 77, minus 10 is 67. Minus 7 would be 1960. But then older than that, because I'm guessing Lori is 19. She's in college, so 19. 2 years. So 1958, 57, if she's in the womb. She's just finding out. So 1957, if my math is correct. I like how they don't really do anything to show that Red is older or younger. He's dressed as Zorro, so he's got a thing wrapped over his head, so they don't have to put a toupee or something on. There's also a character named Frank, who we've never seen before and we'll never see again. And if you're watching this, you're wondering what happened to this guy. Well, apparently Red kicked him to the curb because at the end he's like, Frank, go home. And he's like, well, I've had enough of Frank. He's like an ass. That's dumb. And then a big light shines as if it's this. This is the first time he ever said he's a dumbass. That's the first ever dumbass was at this Halloween party in 1957. Apparently. Yeah. Yeah, that's what she finds out. She's pregnant, and Mother Foreman is like, "Oh God, no." Yeah. And she tells Red, of course, Red's response, "Oh no." I mean, oh crap. You know, they keep flashing back. I didn't know if they were gonna do that, but they do. You know. But eventually, the gang decides that they're just gonna destroy the permanent records because that's what's causing issues with each other. And then Hyde steals the sugar babies again. Because at one point, Fez thinks his last box of sugar babies was taken. You can't find it. But no, he was just sitting on it. And then it was taken again, and Hyde gives it to him, and then he steals it back again, apparently, at the end. He's like, stolen sugar babies. He's eating them. It's a fun episode. It's not as memorable as the next one I'll talk about. That's the one I remember. I keep forgetting that this one existed. I always thought the episode where they go and look at the school was after they graduated. This is their primary school, their elementary school. It's burnt out. And they just left their permanent records there. So how did they carry them over into the other schools? If they're there. That's a bit of a continuity error. That's a bit of an error there. A bit of a plot hole is that how would they carry their records over to their, I don't know. Also, Kelso says that he used to run around the Superman cape when he was a kid. And that's when Fez is like, he must have looked so stupid. He's dressed as Batman, let me remind you. But yeah, this was fine. It's not as good as the next one, so we'll talk about that just a little bit here. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? By the way, there was a severe lack of Bob in this episode, and I think Frank was that replacement. Maybe Don Stark was busy, but I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.